Some Simpsons characters are timeless legends. Others make you wish for a monorail out of town. From heroes like Lisa to the walking headaches like Armin Tamzarian, let's break down who fans love and who they wish would fall down Springfield Gorge.
I got it! Full price, non-refundable, boom!
Of all the characters in Springfield, Lisa Simpson is one of the most loved. From the early seasons, she has been more than just a middle child in a cartoon family. She's the show's quiet voice of reason.
I don't know, Mom. I'm just not feeling it.
Every time her family goes off track, it's Lisa who speaks up and tells the truth. That kind of moral strength isn't always loud, but it stays strong. When she became a vegetarian, it wasn't just a funny moment. It was a big change. That episode, Lisa the Vegetarian, showed that Lisa didn't just believe in something, she followed it, even if it made her feel alone. More than her beliefs, it's Lisa's smartness that makes her different. While others get caught up in silly things, Lisa watches everything with quiet surprise and sometimes sadness. She's usually the smartest person in the room, and the writers use that in clever ways. In separate vocations, her comment about becoming a jazz musician with many failed relationships isn't just funny. It's smart, sad, and true to who she is. Lisa doesn't just tell jokes, she says things that stay with you long after the show ends.
Do you really think I want to call attention to myself? Get this thing off of me!
At the same time, Lisa's heart is as big as her brain. One of the sweetest episodes, I Love Lisa, is about her giving Ralph Wiggum a Valentine when no one else did. It was a small thing, but it meant a lot to a lonely classmate. That moment shows how much Lisa cares, even when things get awkward. She may not always understand the world around her, but she always wants to make it better. That's one reason fans respect her so much. Still, Lisa isn't perfect, and that's part of why people like her. Sometimes she talks down to others or lets her pride show, but the show doesn't punish her for being smart or caring. Instead, it shows how hard it is to stick to your beliefs when the world pushes back.
How I envy your optimism. There is no Springfield 50 years in the future.
That struggle makes her feel real. It reminds us that even Lisa has to fight to be heard. In fact, that mix between how young she is and how much she knows between her values and her world is what keeps her interesting.
Leave him alone!
She wants to act like an adult in a world that doesn't take kids seriously. But episode after episode, she keeps trying, whether she's saving her family from a cult in The Joy of Sect or helping Bart in Lisa Be Not Proud. Lisa proves that being strong doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it just means doing what's right when no one else will. Meanwhile, another fan favorite is Ned Flanders.
Oh, thank you. And as a reward, you get my famous cocoa.
On the outside, Ned is nothing like Lisa. He's older, very religious, and always cheerful. But like Lisa, his kindness isn't just a joke. It's who he is. From the early seasons, Ned has been the calm one in a town full of chaos, where Homer is loud and reckless. Ned is quiet and careful. When others panic or act selfishly, Ned steps up to help, even if no one thanks him. Even when things get hard, Ned stays kind. In Hurricane Nettie, his house is destroyed, his friends ignore his pain, and he finally loses his temper.
Hell, diddly ding dong crap! Can't you morons do anything right?
For a moment, we see Ned break down. His anger feels real, and it reminds us that even the nicest people have limits. But what makes Ned special is what comes after. He looks at his anger, asks for help, and keeps being the good neighbor everyone forgets to thank. There's something powerful about a man who chooses to be good, not because it's easy, but because it's right. That's why episodes like Bart's Comet are so special. When the town is scared and trying to save itself, Ned lets everyone into his bomb shelter, even if it means he might not survive. That quiet act shows who he really is. It's not a joke, it's bravery.
I'll scream when the comet gets here.
Oh, I'm coming with you, Nettie.
No, sweetheart.
What makes Ned even more interesting is how his faith shapes him. The show jokes about how religious he is, but it never mocks how serious he is about it.
I can make that real blood, you little punk.
He truly believes in forgiving, helping, and building a caring community. In a world as negative as The Simpsons, that kind of honesty is rare. Ned believes in something, and more importantly, he acts on it. That's why fans still remember his funny sayings.
Losing my wife, losing my second wife, losing 4 jobs, and losing $23 at blackjack to Bart.
That's why an episode like A Serious Flanders still gets praise. Because under the mustache and jokes, he's a character people care about.
Oh no. If she calls the police, Homer's dead. If I want to save his life, I have to...
Tell a lie.
Just like Lisa and Ned, Marge Simpson has always been the heart of the show, even if people don't always notice. While Homer grabs attention with his wild actions, Marge holds the family together. Her job as the mom could have been boring, but the writers gave her moments that show how much she does. Whether she's dealing with Bart, helping Lisa, or calming Homer, Marge handles it all with calm and quiet strength. What makes Marge relatable is how often she puts her family first, even when it hurts her. In Reality Bites, she starts a job in real estate, but Homer ruins it. In A Streetcar Named Marge, she finds joy in acting, only to see her dream pushed aside. Over and over, Marge steps back for her family. Even though it frustrates her, she never stops loving them.
But Lisa was so happy to see me today. So for now, I'm happy.
That doesn't mean she's silent. When she's had enough, Marge speaks up. In Marge Be Not Proud, she shows that being a mom isn't just about hugs. It's about setting rules. Her reaction to Bart's shoplifting is gentle but firm, full of sadness and love.
Mom, I'm really sorry.
I know you are.
It's a powerful moment because it feels real. It shows a mother teaching her son, not just protecting him. Marge's strength is one reason people admire her. She doesn't get praise often, but she keeps doing the hard work. Not because she has to, but because she chooses to. And in a show full of silly moments, Marge keeps things real. She stops the Simpson family from falling apart, not with speeches, but with small loving acts.
Even in her sleep, she's perfect.
It's also worth noting how often fans list Marge as one of their favorites. She may not have the biggest stories or the funniest lines, but her calm wisdom stays with people. She reminds us that real love often looks like hard work. She keeps showing up no matter what happens. And that kind of steady love is something viewers truly respect.
A funny little guy.
But while many characters like Marge are deeply loved, others are just as strongly disliked. And the names on that list might surprise you. Patty and Selma Bouvier never tried to hide how much they disliked Homer Simpson. From the first time we see them, it's clear they can't stand him. They call him Mr. Simpson in a cold tone, mock his failures every chance they get, and even try to match Marge with another man, while Homer is in a coma.
Now say, I am Homer Simpson, the lowly dog.
Their hate isn't casual, it's constant. They seem to enjoy seeing Homer suffer, which makes their appearances hard to watch for some fans. What culture even called them downright hateful? A label that stuck with them. That hate isn't just for Homer. The sisters also show strong dislike for many others in Springfield. Whether they're making rude comments about a neighbor or being harsh to Marge, they rarely hold back. In Selma's Choice, Selma confuses Bart for her own child, not because she cares, but because she's desperate and disconnected. Their actions don't soften even when kindness is expected. When Homer is having money problems, they don't try to help. Instead, in Homer vs. Patty and Selma, they use his debt to embarrass him. That cruelty is why many fans rank them among the least liked characters. They also don't really change over time. In the twisted world of Marge Simpson, they help get Marge kicked out of the bowling club. The episode is meant to be funny, but it shows their mean side again. Their harshness seems like a basic part of who they are, not just to Homer, but to anyone different from them.
We gotta either sleep or die, and we don't care which one.
What culture explains their meanness isn't just a trait, it's their main feature. They contrast not just with Homer, but with the more friendly vibe of Springfield. This steady negativity is why they often rank as two of the most hated characters. In one list, they barely made it to the top 10 favorites, showing that fans don't see them as lovable, but more like the bad guys.
Cigarette? Yes!
One critic even called them ugly stepsister types, meaning they're seen as harsh and unfriendly compared to Marge. While other characters may be flawed but still kind, Patty and Selma mostly stick to being mean because they enjoy others' pain. This bad image hasn't changed much. Moe Szyslak, on the other hand, is seen a little differently. He's not hated like Patty and Selma, but people have mixed feelings about him. Some feel sorry for him, while others think he's just rude. As the grumpy bartender at Moe's Tavern, he pours drinks and snaps at customers.
Hey, everybody! I want to see more Bart!
He's often cold to Homer, even though Homer is one of the few people who visit him. Cinema Blend said Moe is pretty indifferent to most people, and it shows. He rarely cares about friendships, and often shows bitterness through his jokes. Still, Moe isn't one-sided. Some episodes show more than just his grumpy attitude. In Flaming Moe's, he becomes successful by stealing Homer's idea, but we also see he wants more from life.
Homer, I'm sorry you're mad at me, but this isn't personal. This is business.
And in Moe Baby Blues, he saves Maggie and becomes close to her. That quiet moment shows he can be caring. Some fans mention episodes like that as reasons they like Moe, even if he's not always fun to watch. One fan even joked that Moe is hateful, but with a heart of gold, showing how complex he is.
Look at me. It's supposed to be my big triumph, and I'm standing in mud fighting with geese.
Even so, Moe's dark mood often hides a softer side. His bar jokes and prank calls can be funny, but his view of life is sad. He talks openly about being lonely and feeling down. His humor is often dark, which not everyone likes.
I feel so damn lonely. Won't someone kill me?
Some relate to his sadness, but others find it too much. Fan forums reflect the split. In one list, he's a favorite character. In another, people debate if he's among the most annoying. The fact that he appears on both types of lists shows how mixed opinions are. Unlike Patty and Selma, Moe has more depth. He's not just there to cause problems. Sometimes he surprises people, but that doesn't mean everyone likes him.
Well, actually, I had some help on the title.
His bitterness, even when it makes sense, pushes people away. Viewers may feel bad for him, but still not want more of him. He's a character people remember because he feels real in his pain, but real doesn't always mean lovable. In the end, Moe's mix of sadness and sarcasm makes him harder to place than clearly mean characters. Some people hate him, others love him, and many are just unsure.
I love you.
Then there's Helen Lovejoy, who doesn't split opinions. Most fans just find her annoying. As the Reverend's wife, she walks around acting like she's better than everyone.
But I'm sure your thing will be just as fun.
Her famous line, "Would somebody please think of the children," sounds caring, but it often just shows panic and judgment. What Culture called her toxic, pointing out how much she enjoys gossiping.
I'm here for the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
She doesn't usually start problems, but stirs them up by spreading rumors and acting self-righteous. What makes Helen worse is how fake she seems. In Marge in Chains, she quickly reports Marge for something small, even though they're in the same social group. She's fast to shame others, but never judges herself. In Life on the Fast Lane, she spreads lies about Marge cheating without proof. That kind of gossip isn't just annoying, it can hurt. And coming from someone who acts morally better, it feels even worse.
Timothy, I finished saying my prayers.
Her holier-than-thou attitude makes things harder. Helen often quotes the Bible or says religious things, not to help people, but to scold them. She doesn't want others to improve, just to feel bad. This leaves little room for her to grow. When she speaks, the scene often stops being funny or warm and turns into judgment. Even her most famous line now feels like a symbol of fake concern.
What do we do now?
Let's talk about Marge behind her back.
Among fans, she's almost always near the top of least liked lists. It's rare to find someone defending her or saying she adds anything good. On fan sites, when people talk about characters they'd cut, Helen's name comes up a lot. As What Culture said, she has no redeemable qualities. That might not be true for every scene, but it sums up how most people feel. She's become a sign of nosiness and self-importance. Someone who watches others mess up and uses it to feel better about herself.
One more thing, Helen.
Yes?
Kiss my ass.
Which other characters do you think are the most loved or most hated? If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the video on your screen now and you will enjoy it.